Hi folks, I'm Michael Pickup, the Auditor General of British Columbia, and I'm happy to share with you that my office has released its report on financial audit work for the 2019-2020 fiscal year. The purpose of this report is to outline the results of our financial audit of the summary financial statements of the province of British Columbia as of March 31st, 2020, and related audit work. This report explains our audit opinion on the financial statements, which concludes that the summary financial statements fairly present government's financial position and performance, except for one qualification or concern. I want to say at the outset that the purpose of this work is not to comment on current or past government financial decisions. It relates only to our audit of the numbers and the notes in the financial statements. I believe that the information in the government's financial statements and in our report can generate discussion on the government's financial position and performance and what it means for the future. My office's annual audit of the government summary financial statements is the largest audit in British Columbia and is required by the Auditor General Act. It includes over 160 entities and took more than 50,000 hours of office staff and contractor time to complete this. The summary financial statements are important to the people of British Columbia as they indicate the financial well-being or position of the province and its performance over the past year. The notes to those financial statements also provide very useful information, such as measurement uncertainty for tax revenue streams, the estimated cost of environmental cleanup of contaminated sites, and what organizations are in fact included within the summary financial statements of the province. Overall, we concluded that except for one significant qualification, or simply put, an area of big concern, the financial statements are indeed fairly presented, which means people in British Columbia can rely on the quality and accuracy of those financial statements. The area of big concern for us has indeed been an issue since 2011-2012. My office has differed with government on recording the revenue that it receives, primarily from the federal government for capital projects. Government does not record this revenue according to Canadian independent accounting standards for the public sector. These standards are meant to create consistency in financial reporting and allow the province's financial statements to be more easily compared with those of other Canadian jurisdictions. Not following these standards has resulted in the underreporting of the province's revenue, which clouds its true financial position. As of March 31st, 2020, government has in fact understated its revenue, annual surplus, and accumulated surplus by $5.7 billion, and overstated its liabilities and net liabilities by the same amount. Correct financial statements would have shown a 2020 reported surplus of $5.4 billion, rather than in fact a deficit of $0.3 billion, which was reported. Impacts of the pandemic are also discussed in the report. For example, you can find that the government had to make estimates for revenue at a time when the full economic impact of COVID-19 was still unknown. For example, they record a personal income tax revenue with a measurement uncertainty of plus or minus $500 million. The accounting is appropriate, and this is worth understanding. The summary financial statements provide a lot of information about the finances of the government. However, it is standard for this information to be at a fairly high level. Our report, in fact, discusses some of the information at a more detailed level, such as the government's purchase of Fortis BC's interest in a power project, the estimated cost of environmental cleanup of contaminated sites, since actual costs are unknown till remediation occurs. Finally, we also touch on new accounting standards that will be implemented over the next few years. After reading our report, you may want to consider asking the following questions of government. I want to end by saying thank you. Thank you for your interest in our report. If you would like to read the full report, click on the link in the description box below or visit bcauditor.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.